Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col UTV. And this show is a roundup of all Colchester United things, interviews, goals, action, highlights from August. On the show this evening, we will have August's goal of the month. We will also have the interviews from our new arrivals on deadline day. That's Anthony Scully. You may have also seen our new short-term signing, Northern Ireland under 23, previously at Forest, Joel Thompson. We will be hearing from him, and there's plenty more. But first, you may have seen that Brad has left Colchester United and moved to Peterborough. Brad played with us in the academy and made many first-team appearances. So let's take a look at some of Brad's finest goals.
And then Greenwich will go forward, and is he onside? He is! Ion Vienne with his chance for his first ever goal! First ever professional goal! And the U's have got 3! Would you believe it? Celebrations all around, and the U's fans, there's nearly 400 of them, cascade down the gangways towards the pitch area, trying to engulf as many Colchester United players as possible. And right at the bottom of that scrum is Bradley Ion Vienne.
Great goals and performances from Brad there with his time here at Colchester United. My personal pick of the bunch was the little dink away at Gillingham. We wish him well. I'm sure you join me wishing him well for now and his future career. Talking of goals, it's time to take a look at our August goal of the month contenders. There's 4 to pick from, so let's take a look at those goals. August goal of the month contenders, that's Ben Goodliff against Wimbledon, Tom Hopper, Hops against Reading, and Arthur Reed, Jack Payne in the game against MK Dons. You can vote on Col U tickets, head across there now. And voting will close Thursday lunchtime. The winner will be announced and shown on the pre-match show ahead of the Bromley game. Now it's time to catch up with interviews from our deadline day arrivals, and this is Scully.
Anthony joined Colchester United on a late one on deadline day.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Yeah, as you said, it was a late one.
I think it was around about 10 o'clock, and throughout the summer I was speaking to Dimitri. Obviously Dimitri was here, and a couple of moves that were meant to happen didn't materialise, and I was really wanted to get out and play football. And I spoke to Dimitri, and he then spoke with the management team here, and then within half an hour it was all pretty much done. And I was delighted to get it done. I've heard great things about the management team that are here, and when I spoke to the gaffer on the phone that evening, he just filled me with so much confidence again to get back playing, and that's what I can't wait to do.
Yeah, and you must feel it's been a frustrating couple of years, having done so well at Lincoln before that.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of years for me, and I don't shy away from that. It's been hard, with injuries and other bits and bobs, but I'm here now, and I'm really delighted. I was desperate to get out playing football, and I'm just thankful for the management team to give me the opportunity to come back here, get myself back playing again, be happy. And a big plus is I know quite a lot of the boys here as well, and speaking to them all, they were all really positive about the club, so I'm really delighted to be here.
Yeah, and of course, speaking to Danny about it, he was pleased to get the deal over the line because he was well aware of you as a youngster, wanting to take you to Lincoln.
Yeah.
He'd gone by the time you went there, but it must be nice to know that he knew all about you as well.
Yeah, it was a great feeling to know that obviously when you're coming to a club that the manager really likes you. And obviously I ended up going to Lincoln a few years ago, missed out on the manager, but I spoke to him and he said that there was potential for them to look for me even when he was the manager at Lincoln. So as he said, it's really good to be at a club where the manager really likes you, and I'm just, as I said before, I'm really pleased to be here. Had a really good session with the boys today, so I'm just really looking forward to Saturday.
I suppose having a full week until Saturday helps you in a way to get really ingrained with the squad.
It does, yeah. It's the boys have been so welcoming. I've got to say, the lads that I spoke to said the boys are great, and they are. It's a really great group. They've welcomed me in so well, and out on the training pitch it was really good, and I just really enjoyed it.
Lovely.
Our deadline day arrivals, Jamie McDonald and Anthony Scully, who join us on a year-long loan here at Colchester United. Someone else who was down at the training ground recently was Olympic bronze medalist Lewis Richardson, picked up in Paris just a few weeks ago. He took some time out to join the first team down at the training ground.
It's lovely, I've never been over here. That was probably up to like 15, 16. I was boxing and playing footy for about 2 years.
This will be the first bit, and then they'll go into a bigger game.
Yeah.
The oranges versus the greens.
I've got my medal actually.
Oh man,
my medal, yeah.
Medal from the Olympics.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you watched, didn't you?
I did watch
You
it
know.
on TV, actually.
It's quite nice. The only thing is getting little marks on it, so I'm a little bit careful about like it's getting little marks. Brilliant though, great memories, boys. Honestly, like it's unbelievable memory. Go on, take a selfie now. You got to get in it.
Thank you.
No worries, mate. Hello, you okay? Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming.
That's all good. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. No,
Lovely
great.
setup.
Yeah.
Boys
it's
are
a good
working
training
hard.
Ground. They've worked hard today. Today's a conditioning day for us. So
Nice.
Not as hard as you. But, we need whatever we do. We need to try to get him in.
Yeah.
You support Leeds?
Yeah. So
Dad was a Leeds supporter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that's obviously where linked. But I'm Colchester born and bred. You
Yes,
know.
I know.
I used to work for Col U as a waiter. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
did
I was at the
you?
stadium for
Wow.
like 5 years, from like
Were you?
15 to 21,
Oh, wow.
or 16, 21, make a bit of money. And
Do you have your medal?
yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, wow.
Got it.
It's
It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah.
so heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Wow. Success always leaves clues, is what they say. don't
Yeah.
they?
I'm
It's so
happy to do
inspirational
that.
to see someone who's like lived your journey and
Yeah.
also like, because everyone just thinks it's success.
I know,
like that, but
I
there's
know.
so many different
But it,
moments.
like, looking back now, it just them tough moments. It just makes this so much more worth it.
It's so earned.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to meet you.
Yeah. I know that, and that's
journey.
where it's a little bit of like imposter syndrome. Like especially the first few days in the Olympic Village, it was like I'm rubbing shoulders with some real like Andy Murray. It's like he loves his boxing, and he was like it's not just a hello, Lewis. It's a, oh mate, you were brilliant last night. I love watching that. I was in the ice bath watching you box, and he was like,
then he collects all
the pin badges. Yeah. So yeah, great. Honestly, memories for life.
You're taking it easy now.
Yeah, definitely on the food front.
Right, boys, just I know we spoke earlier in the week about Lewis coming in, but we're just so pleased that he could join us. I know a lot of us watched the Olympics, and we're so appreciative of you coming in and just spending a bit of time with us and maybe just sharing your story.
You know, thanks for having me. I appreciate the boys welcoming me in. Yeah, it's mad really. I love sport as a kid, just like proper enjoyed doing everything. Mum and Dad, you know, without going again too deep, Mum and Dad didn't have a car. We come from typical boxing sort of background of, you know, pretty humble beginnings. So I didn't play, football was my sort of sport as a kid, but I didn't play for a team because we couldn't get anywhere. We couldn't go to the Sunday League games or anything. And then finally, I think when I got into year 6 or 7, like one of my friends' parents said, "Oh, we'll take you. Like, come play with us." So, you, as a football club or as a community, you wanna create that sort of, you know, comfort within your players, within your team, so they can feel comfortable and they can express themselves the best they could. And boxing, allows me to do that. One thing I would say about boxing, what I loved about it was the accountability side of things. So when you get in the ring, it really is just you and him, and it's like, if you've been cutting corners or if you ain't been living the life, you're going to get found out in the ring, and it's a pretty it's a pretty harsh place to get found out. So the losing side of it, you can learn a lot from it, and you know, you sort of, it's how you bounce back from their moments. That sort of makes you who you are. I was 7 when Athens was on in 2004, and I remember Kelly Holmes winning 4 and 800 metre, 8 and 15. I remember Amir Khan winning his Olympic silver, and they're probably my 2 first sporting memories. And I watched Beijing. I remember getting up in the middle of the night watching Beijing, and then London was obviously inspiring, I think, for a lot of us. But yeah, I mean, you never dream of getting there. You almost think it's not possible, but you just keep working for years and years, and then it's what sacrifices you're willing to make to sort of fulfill your dream, or at least give it a go. I was super focused and super really present in the moment to be like, I'm just going to do what needs to be done here, and obviously come back with an Olympic bronze medal, which these things are not meant to happen.
With you,
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. So yeah, it's like you just think of the amount of people in the world who go to Olympics, how small that is, and then even smaller to get a medal. So yeah, it's pretty special, and it does mean a hell of a lot. It's actually, I don't know if any of you boys would have seen, but there's just the opportunities this has already provided me in regards to and it's sad. I was saying to, so what's your name? Sorry, Tom. Sorry. I was saying to Tom with the gloves or without. As long as you've got gloves on, I don't mind.
No, but listen, Luke, honestly, we know how busy you are at the moment, so thank you so much for coming in, and I think for everyone, we'll all take something away from that. So
cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
All day he's been saying he wants to start.
You got your gum shield? No. Oh, right, you don't need a gum shield. Is it barefaced?
You know what I mean?
He's one of these guys that sees red. He couldn't do boxing because he sees red.
Lewis, a couple of weeks since you won that bronze medal, how mad has that fortnight been?
It's been, it's been a lot going on, a lot of positive stuff, you know, full of positive stuff, just loads of, you know, good energy, a lot of experience, a lot of opportunities sort of happening already, but also lined up for the next few months. So just really riding the wave, to be honest. I feel like I'm on a big wave, but I'm really at the top of it and riding it well. I think I'm doing my best.
Obviously, you'd have loved gold, but did the Olympic Games live up to everything that you expected it to?
Everything I dreamed of and more. Massive sports fan growing up, massive Olympic fan. So to be involved in the games, not only to be involved, to be an athlete, and then to medal, it's just like, of course I would have loved gold, but it's to experience what I've experienced. So few people get to do that, and it's testament to the hard work obviously I've put in over the years, but also just to the opportunities I've said yes to and taken sort of every opportunity as it comes. And like the last 3-4 months in particular, ever since I qualified in Bangkok in May, the last 3-4 months of my life, I would say have been the best 3-4 months of my life. And I've had an amazing life. I've had loads of great memories, but yes, it's going to be hard to top what I've just done.
Yeah, and amazing memories, but also a couple of challenges in the fact that the biggest one in the last year or two was the change of weight for the Olympics that you had to adapt to.
Yeah, of course, and there's been like you highlight the weight change challenge, but also injuries, other setbacks, political sort of stances, and things that have sort of prevented us from going to tournaments. But I just think like that's what makes you. And it's how you respond from that. It's how you respond from adversity is what defines, sort of how successful or where your path, is destined to go. So I've tried to be as consistent as I can be over those challenging periods. And I remember last year in particular, I was injured and the weight change had happened, and my sort of channels, pathways felt really narrow, and with the injury I couldn't punch. And I remember, rather than doing anything else, I was getting ready to go run half marathons. Making decisions that would keep me mentally stable, but making smart decisions subconsciously. That's allowed me to be in the best position possible when I did get injury free to get straight back boxing again. So yeah, I'm happy, I'm proud of the way I've conducted myself and put myself in these positions.
And it sounds from that a lot of it, I don't know what percentage you put at it, is a mental side of it, not just the physical side of actually going out there and boxing.
Well, it's nice for sport, and I think in the Olympic Games, a lot of high-profile athletes highlighted the mental side of sport, and over recent years, more and more people have come out and said how important, seeing a psychologist or working on yourself mentally is important, and I'm a big believer of that also. So as athletes, physically we usually always, all of us are in pretty good condition. The percentages and differences are quite minimal, but I think of percentages and differences of your mental state is much wider. So me being both physically and mentally strong, I think, has led me to go on and achieve good things.
And obviously you're a boy from Colchester, and you had the national homecoming, but you also had a local one this weekend as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was brilliant, and as I said, like every single day pretty much in the last few months has brought new amazing experiences, opportunities. But weekend just gone, I was in Manchester on the Saturday for the national homecoming, which was a great event hosted by the National Lottery and UK Sport and Team GB, and then travelled home early Sunday morning to my own sort of more local homecoming, which was organised by my girlfriend and family, and had a good few hundred turn out there to sort of welcome me back home. So yeah, it just feels great.
So what's next for you? The next Olympic cycle, or will it be turning pro?
Yeah, I mean it's quite a general transition for boxers to transition into that professional scene. Where many other sports, the Olympics is sort of the final pinnacle. With boxing, it's a massive pinnacle, and it's been a dream of mine for however long I remember to go to the Olympics. But I think now moving forwards, making that transition to professionals and setting out new goals, new targets to go and achieve will be what I'll be looking to do moving forwards.
Good experience for the lads there meeting Lewis, and we look forward to welcoming Lewis to a game here at the JobServe Community Stadium in the near future. Back to a new arrival, Joel Thompson penning a short-term deal with us here at the club in the last couple of days. A Northern Ireland under-23s, former at Forest. He joins us, as we say, on a short-term deal, and this is his first chat with us here at Colchester United.
Joel, transfer window shut on Friday, but you signed for Colchester this week. How did that come about after the window had closed?
I
obviously I was at Forest for 2 years, and I just wasn't getting game time, and I came down here last week and spoke to the gaffer and had a good chat with him, and he told me what his plans were, and I was excited by it, so I decided to take the jump and make the move to Colchester.
Yeah, and if you've looked at Colchester United, you'll see a lot of young players your age come from clubs in the Premier League or the Championship, come down to Colchester United, and then use that as a step to play at the highest level you want to and can get to.
Yeah, no, definitely. I spoke to the gaffer, and he's showed me that there's a pathway here, and he's proven to me that there's a pathway here. I'm here to play men's football. I want to do as much as I can in football, and this is my next step, and hopefully the gaffer will give me my chance and I can take that step.
Yeah, and as a player, have you got real short-term goals for the next few weeks and long-term goals for the rest of the season?
I think every footballer has short-term and long-term goals. It's just whether you keep it to yourself or not.
And for those Colchester United supporters that don't know, what kind of player are you? What are you going to bring to Colchester United now? Do you see yourself fitting into Danny's plans?
I play left-footed, play lots of different positions, high energy, love to get on the ball, pass the ball, assists, and help the team hopefully get wins.
Yeah, and your experience in the lower leagues isn't anything yet, but I suppose you want to hit the ground running and, as you mentioned, get used to the rigours of men's football as quickly as you possibly can.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Whenever I was home in Northern Ireland, I made my debut when I was 15, men's football, so I kind of know a bit about it, 15, 16, and then making the move to Nottingham Forest, so I know that it's a big difference from 21's football, and it's a lot more physical and a lot more cutthroat, but I can't wait to get started and get out onto the pitch.
And finally, at least you won't be a stranger in the dressing room, because a couple of Nottingham Forest boys come in as well.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have two familiar faces, two of my best mates down here, and it just makes it a lot easier to settle in. To be fair, all the lads have been spot on and made me feel very welcome on my first few days here, so yeah, it's nice to have them down here with me too.
The thoughts from our final summer arrival, Joel Thompson. It's been a solid start for the team on the pitch, but we've got to say a massive well done. It's been fantastic to support this season. Once again, home and away, it's been fantastic. Let's take a look at just some of those flag displays, looking absolutely brilliant, and the atmosphere once again. And we've heard Danny, we've heard the team saying how important that is for them on the pitch. So let's keep that going as we've moved into September and our first home game against Bromley on Saturday. Tickets are still available for the game against Bromley, and I'll be back for the pre-match show on Saturday. So have a great week, whatever you're up to. Until next time, till Saturday, it's goodbye for now.